start in Somaliland. Those were shots fired in the cities of Erigavo and Burao last night in the self-declared Republic of Somaliland. It happened as people poured out into the streets, some to vent their frustration and others, according to reports, to celebrate the official end of President Muuse Biixi's term of office. However, the fact that shots were fired signifies a worrying development in Somaliland, which for many years has been synonymous with stability and development. The root of the problem is the president has refused to step down after the end of his mandate, which was officially last night, and to hold scheduled elections. While Parliament instead extended his mandate by 2 years, but opposition parties are having none of it. I asked Mahmoud Adam Jamagalal, who's the Shadow Minister of Information for the opposition Waddani party, why they're refusing and we now regard him as illegitimate.
No, we don't recognize Muuse Biixi as president of the Republic of Somaliland as of yesterday. The reason is the former president, Muuse Biixi, in our view, is the former president, has failed in his duty under the constitution to carry out elections. Article 83 of the Somaliland constitution places a duty on him to carry out elections. Instead of carrying them out, he's actually frustrated the process. He has deliberately manipulated the former electoral commission, and we don't view the extension as a legal one because there are only certain circumstances where an extension may be given. So that is the position of the Waddani party, which is by far the largest party in Somaliland. In the 2017 presidential elections, Waddani gained 42% of the popular vote. Since then, there has been a huge shift in public opinion due to the president's failure to address the real needs and issues and problems that we have in the country, problems of poverty. In addition to that, there has been the manipulation of the legal system. So for those reasons, we don't recognize him as president.
Yesterday, there were actually celebrations in parts of Somaliland with people gathering in Burko, for instance, to support your party, Waddani, but also to see the man that they say should be out have ended his term. However, the forces opened fire in order to disperse these people. What would you say to the security forces? Because I understand you've been asking even the army to follow the president's orders.
Basically, what happened last night were spontaneous feelings of people exhibiting their feelings of frustration at the attack on democracy and the president's failure to carry out elections. These were peaceful gatherings. People were venting their anger, and the police shot at some of these people. We can't even call them protesters, but indiscriminately. We have been saying all along to our supporters and the general public to keep calm, to respect law and order, and if they need to protest peacefully. And people have been adhering to that. Security forces have been using really draconian measures in order to quell public gatherings, which are a right given under the Constitution. So our message would be, say, to the police and all security forces to refrain from harming innocent civilians, and we hope they adhere to that.
Your self-declared Republic of Somaliland has been one that has been held up as a real testament to democracy, to peace and stability over the past few years. However, that has changed over the past couple of months, and we saw deadly clashes in August. Is your stance not risking that political stability?
That's a very good point. Somaliland is renowned for peace, stability, and democracy. It's a beacon of light in the Horn of Africa, but that's before Muuse Biixi came into office. All that has changed since the former president, in our view, and his government took office. Things have really taken a turn for the worse. We believe people have their right to protest, their right to free speech. Since Muuse Biixi came into power, is the illegal detention of journalists and reporters have been kept, arrested arbitrarily and detained, and then released at their pleasure. That's the situation. Everything has taken a turn for the worst as the Waddani party is. We don't recognize him. We don't recognize his cabinet. We recognize the parliament and the other institutions. And we need an urgent turn of events to prevent Somaliland sliding into a very, very serious crisis.
Mahmoud Adam Jamagalal there, who's the Shadow Minister of Information for the Waddani party in Somaliland. Well, listening to that in the studio is our BBC Africa editor.